True freedom isn't out there, it's within you. There are those who own the world, yet are slaves to themselves. And there are those who were once slaves, but became teachers of freedom for all of humanity. You can lose your reputation. You can be stripped of wealth. You can even live in chains. But if your mind remains steady, you are still free. Sounds crazy, right? But that was the life and the philosophy of Epictetus. A man who was once a slave, owned nothing, yet left behind a timeless legacy that continues to inspire millions. He didn't have palaces like Emperor Marcus Aurelius. He didn't teach in royal courts like Seneca. Epictetus lived in poverty, endured physical pain, and from the depths of that suffering, he reached a profound truth. Nothing external can make you suffer. Only your mind can. And today, in a world full of noise, chaos, pressure, and expectations, his wisdom is more valuable than ever. Are you trapped by the expectations of others? Are you afraid of losing recognition, status, or love? Do you want to master yourself and stop being shaken by the opinions of the world? If the answer is yes, then it's time to listen. Not with your ears, but with your inner self. Because in this video, I'll share with you the most powerful quotes from Epictetus, words that can reshape the way you see the world and the way you live with yourself. These aren't just inspirational quotes to hang on a wall. They're how to fire, to forge your strength. They're a mirror, to reflect your mind, and they're a map to guide you back to true freedom. Are you ready? The journey begins from within. All suffering begins with a simple misunderstanding. People don't suffer because of what happens to them. They suffer because of how they think about what happens to them. That's the starting point of Epictetus's philosophy, and it's the foundation of the inner freedom he passed down through time. Epictetus taught this essential truth. There are things within your control and things outside your control. When you try to control what's beyond your reach, it ends up controlling you. But when you master what you can control, your thoughts, your choices, your reactions, you become unshakable. And it all begins with how you think, how you respond, and how you choose. What follows are words from Epictetus that can truly change your life. Literally. They're not for the weak. They're for those ready to grow, quietly strong. They're for you. Lesson 1. It's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you respond to it that defines you. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you steer your ship. Life is a constant stream of chaos, loss, betrayal, failure, misunderstanding, accidents, illness. We can't stop the world from doing what it does, but we can choose. Will we let anger take the wheel? Will we let fear crush our dreams? Will we let resentment turn us toxic? Epictetus reminds us, suffering doesn't come from events. It comes from the meaning we attach to them. An insult is just sound until you choose on to feel offended. A loss is just a change until you decide. It's the end. A failure is just a lesson until you see it as a scar on your worth. Freedom doesn't mean controlling the world. It means controlling your response to the world. That's your greatest power. No one can take away your ability to choose how you think, how you react, and how you rise after the fall. And if you can stay calm when others panic, if you can hold your values when others betray theirs. If you can stay silent when you're attacked, then you've won. Not over others, but over yourself. That is true invincibility. Quiet, unflashy, and only you will know how far you've come. Lesson 2. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The worst pain you've felt probably never even happened. How many sleepless nights have you spent worrying about something that might happen? How many times have you imagined others judging you, abandoning you, or plotting to hurt you? And how many times did you finally realize none of it actually happened? Epictetus points it out clearly. Real pain rarely breaks us, but the pain we create in our own minds that can destroy us. Imagination is a double-edged sword. It can create dreams and beautiful visions, but it can also become your prison without walls, trapping you in imaginary fears, invented jealousy, and insecurities that were never real. Stoicism doesn't teach you to be emotionless. It teaches you to see reality clearly. No exaggeration, no distortion, no color added. Because the less your mind distorts what's real, the closer you live to the truth. And only in truth can you be free. Nourish, the Stoic's weapon, the power to detach. Ask yourself, is this really happening, or am I imagining it? Am I reacting to the event, or to the story I've created about it? If someone else saw this, would they feel the same way I do? Just pausing to ask the question helps you step out of the trap of your imagination. And in that moment, you begin to take back control. Small exercise, big shift. Next time you feel anxious, angry, or hurt, don't react right away. Write down, what is actually happening and what am I imagining? Separate the two. Look again and choose to respond like someone calm, rational, and intentional. Like a true Stoic. You can't stop the wind, but you can fold the sails. You can't stop emotions, but you can refuse to be enslaved by them. That's the power Epictetus wants you to remember. You don't suffer from reality. You suffer from how you imagine reality. And if you can master your imagination, you can master yourself. What did this lesson awaken in you? Let's keep going. Move on to Lesson 3 from Epictetus. Lesson 3. It's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you respond to it. Life doesn't ask your permission before throwing chaos your way. You didn't choose where you were born. You can't control the weather, what people think, or what's already happened. You can't control death, failure, or betrayal. But you can always choose how you respond. Epictetus said, you can't control the world, but you can always control yourself, and that's all you ever need. The strongest people aren't lucky, they're intentional. Someone insults you. Do you respond with silent strength or lash out like a child? Your job disappoints you. Do you blame others or grow and level up? Your heart gets broken. Do you self-destruct or heal and become even more magnetic? The difference between a victim shuryu and a warrior isn't the situation, it's the reaction they choose. To remember, Stoic philosophy is a reminder. No matter what happens, you can still act with dignity, reason, and intention. You can't stop the storm outside, but you can steer the sail and choose your direction. You can't stop the world from hurting you, but you can choose not to react like someone being controlled. So, Practical exercise for today. 1. Write down 3 things that are bothering you right now. A person, a conflict, a feeling of helplessness. 2. For each one, answer. How am I currently reacting? How would Epictetus respond? What response would make me the stronger, wiser version of myself? 3. Pick one small action that aligns with that better version and do it today. The storm outside is the test, but your calm inside is the answer. If you truly apply this lesson to your life, not only will you become more respected, but no one will ever be able to manipulate you again. And if you're ready, let's move on to Lesson 4. It'll unlock another powerful part of who you are. Keep going. Hana Lesson 4. If you truly want to grow, be willing to look like a fool. Are you brave enough to be underestimated in order to truly evolve? Most people don't live by reason. They live by approval, expectations, and how others see them. We fear judgment. We fear being misunderstood. We fear being seen as weird, naive, or trying too hard. And because of that, we stop growing. Epictetus called it out with brutal clarity. You want to rise above others, but you're afraid they'll think less of you? Then you're not really living for yourself. You're just trying to please them. The door to growth always opens through awkwardness. The first time you try meditation, people might laugh. What are you, a monk now? The first time you skip a party to read, they'll say, oh, look who's being deep. The first time you wake up early to train, they'll roll their eyes. That's a bit much, isn't it? But you know what happens a year later? They start asking you how to live better. They start getting inspired by you, even if they won't admit it. They go quiet while you keep growing. Epictetus wasn't telling you to fight people. He was reminding you, don't let the fear of being misunderstood hold back your evolution. Tucker. To live stoically is to accept being different. In a world obsessed with looking smart, you choose to be quietly curious. When everyone's running with the crowd, you stop and ask, is this actually right? When noise gets applause online, you choose silent self-mastery. That's what makes you dangerous in your calm. Practice this today. 1. Write down one thing you've always wanted to do, but held back because of what others might think. A habit, a career change, a different lifestyle. 2. Ask yourself, if I weren't afraid of being judged, what would I do? Who exactly is holding me back, and do they deserve to run my life? 3. Take silent action. No announcement, no need for approval. Your progress is between you and you, not you and them. Those willing to be misunderstood today are the ones people respect tomorrow. At this point, you've probably realized something important. Real freedom begins the moment you walk your own path, even if you walk it alone. And if you're ready to go even deeper, Lesson 5 will give you the push you need to never return to your old way of living. Let's keep going. To Lesson 5. What matters most is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. It's not the pain that breaks you, it's how you feed it. Life isn't fair. You will be betrayed, misunderstood, deeply hurt by people who don't even notice. You might lose what you value most. You might fall from the peak straight into the pit. But Epictetus made it clear, you can't control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. The storm outside may rage, but your mind can be still like a mountain. Don't turn one wound into a lifetime of suffering. You failed once. That doesn't mean you're a failure. Someone left you. That doesn't mean you're unlovable. You got rejected. That doesn't mean you should stop trying. Stoicism doesn't ask you to ignore your emotions. It teaches you, feel them, then rise above them. Don't let one bad moment become a bad life. A calm mind in a chaotic world. Epictetus was enslaved, abused, and lived in poverty. Yet he never complained. He chose to turn every pain into a lesson. So can you. Someone insults you? A chance to train your composure. You failed at work? A test of your resilience and clarity. A relationship ended? An invitation to reflect, heal, and grow in love. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you to evolve. Try this today. 1. Think of a painful experience that hurt you deeply. Write it down. 2. Ask yourself, what part of this can I control? What reaction would make me stronger and wiser? 3. Finally, write down one Stoic-inspired action, calm, rational, and blame-free, that you can take today. Number 8. When you respond differently, life unfolds differently. Remember, you don't get to choose which wave hits you, but you can learn to navigate through any wave. You can keep blaming fate, or you can rise, adjust your posture, and move forward with the clear gaze of a Stoic warrior. Nothing is truly a tragedy unless you choose to see it that way. Epictetus. If you apply this lesson daily, your failures won't leave scars. They'll become milestones in your evolution. Are you ready for Lesson 6? Where Epictetus reveals a key to true freedom, one that no one can take from you unless you give it away? Let's keep going. Lesson 6. No one is truly free unless they master themselves. You think you're free, but you're being controlled without even realizing it. Let's be honest. How many times have you acted out of fear of judgment? How often do you scroll through social media just to chase a like, a compliment? How many times have you pleased others, only to end up betraying yourself? Epictetus throws this truth straight in our face. You are not free. You are a slave to emotions, to desires, to the gaze of society. You chase fame, money, love, but rarely stop to ask, do any of these truly belong to me? Freedom isn't the absence of constraint. It's choosing your constraints wisely. Epictetus said, true freedom is self-discipline. It's the ability to govern yourself. You want to speak, but you stay silent because wisdom says it's better. You feel anger, but you don't act on it because you've trained your mind. You crave something, but you still say no because you're in control. That is freedom. Not living on impulse, but living with on reason, purpose, and principles you choose. Ask yourself, are you in control or being controlled? Do you eat with reason or with emotion? Do you love that person because they're right for you or because you're lonely? Did you choose your job out of passion or out of fear of being unemployed? If you can't answer, you're not free. And if you're not free, you're the living as someone else's puppet. Stoic practice, reclaim control over yourself. 1. Every morning, spend 3 minutes writing down, today, what will I take control of? Staying calm when someone annoys you, Resisting the urge to check your phone every 5 minutes? Avoiding stress eating? 2. Every evening, ask yourself, today who or what took control of me? If you will repeat this practice for 30 days, something powerful will happen. You'll become the master of your life. No one will pull your strings anymore. Mayron. Freedom is when no one can touch your inner peace. The world can take your money, your status, your relationships, but if you own your mind, then you're the final victor. A man is not defeated by circumstances, but by the weakness within his own heart. That Epictetus. One message from Epictetus: carve it into your heart. You want freedom? Don't beg for it from the world. Demand it from yourself. Now get ready for Lesson 7, where Epictetus teaches you how to rise above insults and preserve your dignity like a true Stoic noble. Our Lesson 7. No one can hurt you. It's your own response that causes the pain. A single look can hurt you if you allow it to. How many times has a single comment ruined your day? A piece of criticism robbed you of sleep? Or a silence made you feel abandoned and unworthy? Epictetus said it plainly. No one can hurt you. It's your own response that causes the pain. That look, that word, that rejection, none of it means anything until you decide what it means. And you get to choose how to interpret everything that happens to you. An insult only has power if you give it power. Epictetus once said, when someone insults you, don't ask, why did they say that to me? Ask instead, how did I respond, and why did I let those words take over my mind? You were insulted, misunderstood, rejected. So what? You can't control others, but you can always control yourself. Toward true strength, responding with reason, not with emotion. When someone hurts you, you always have 2 options. 1. Emotional reaction, anger, retaliation, bitterness, self-pity. 2. Stoic response. Take a breath, step back, observe the feeling, and ask, what can I learn from this? What does this feeling reveal about me? Should someone else's behavior have the power to disturb my peace? In the moment you want to choose your response, you become the free, just as Epictetus taught. Chukchan, imagine this. You are a fortress, unshakable and calm. Storms may come, but your walls stand firm. Insults may fly, but your peace remains. People may turn away, but your worth doesn't budge. Epictetus didn't teach us to be emotionless robots. He taught us to be deep, resilient, and unshaken by the chaos around us. Dirkshirani, Stoic practice. Insults don't enter my mind. When criticized, instead of reacting instantly, take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I reacting because it's true or because my ego is bruised? 2. Write down 3 recent situations where you felt hurt, insulted, or out of control. For each one, rewrite a Stoic, stronger interpretation of what happened. 3. Every morning, remind yourself, I don't control what others say, but I do control how I receive it. A reminder from Epictetus. If someone calls you a fool, turn inward and ask, is it true? If it is, learn. If it's not, smile. There's no reason to be angry. Key takeaway from Lesson 7. Insult, criticism, disrespect. They're not enemies. They're tests. Tests to see whether you're controlled by others or truly in control of yourself. The wise man needs no one's approval because he already respects himself. Epictetus, ready for seeing. Lesson 8. In the next lesson, Epictetus exposes one of the greatest illusions we chase all our lives: control. But what if it's the one thing we never truly had? In Lesson 8, do your best with what's within your control and let the rest unfold as it will. Life is a storm, and you can't control the wind. There are things you want. You want that person to love you. You want your career to go smoothly. You want life to play fair and treat you well. But Epictetus puts it bluntly: the greatest misery comes from trying to control what lies beyond your control. You can't control who loves you. You can't force others to treat you kindly. You can't guarantee that everything will go according to plan. But what you can control is your thoughts, your reactions, your actions, your attitude every morning. True freedom doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. Epictetus was once a slave, but he said, "I've never been chained. I am free because I control myself. The world may be chaotic, work may be unstable, people may let you down. And yet you can still find peace if you stop trying to control what was never yours to begin with." Thirdly, draw the line. What's yours to control versus what isn't. Within your control, your character, your decisions, your life principles, your chosen attitude, the way you speak, your level of effort. Outside your control, other people's emotions, the final outcome, the reputation others assign to you. Whether accidents, illness, judgments, misunderstandings, rumors, Epictetus said, when you place your happiness in what you can't control, you're signing a lifetime lease with suffering. The story of the second arrow. A well-known Buddhist metaphor, very stoic in nature. Your first arrow. Something bad happens, you lose your job, get dumped. You can't control that. The second arrow. You spiral, anger, grief, self-pity, resentment. You to shoot that one into yourself. Epictetus wants you to stop firing the second arrow. Decoded Stoic practice. 1. Whenever you face a challenge, draw 2 columns. Column A, what I can control. Column B, what I can't control. Focus all your energy on column A. Ignore column B. 2. Each morning, remind yourself, I will do the best I can with what I control. As for the rest, I'll let life decide. 3. When something bad happens, instead of shouting, "Why me?" ask, "Is this within my control?" If yes, take action. If no, let it go. Reminders from Epictetus. The fool weeps when they lose control. The wise smile and move forward. Freedom begins the moment you learn to say, "This isn't mine to control." Key takeaway from Lesson 8. If you spend your life trying to control the outcome, you'll live in anxiety. But if you spend your life controlling your own actions, you'll live in peace. The key to freedom isn't power, it's clarity, knowing what belongs to you and what doesn't. Ready for one. Lesson 9. It's the lesson that will help you let go of the past, so you're no longer a prisoner to memory or regret. Lesson 9. It's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. The shocking truth: no one hurts you except yourself. You've been betrayed, insulted, abandoned. You've lost what mattered most to you. You've faced what seemed impossible to overcome. But Epictetus says, things happen, that's all. They have no power to hurt you unless you give it to them. Don't believe it? Try this. Someone calls you worthless. You feel pain. Someone else calls you a flying banana tree. You laugh. Why does one phrase hurt and another make you laugh? It's not the words themselves, it's how you interpret their meaning. Interpretation is the key to emotion. Epictetus teaches, people are not ruined by the facts. They are ruined by their mistaken judgments about the facts. Pain isn't in the event. Pain is in the meaning you assign to it. For example, when you lose your job, I'm a failure, suffering. You lose your job. I'm given a chance to start over. Gratitude. The same event, different views, completely opposite feelings. Pernatory. Story. Seneca and the thief. Once, a thief broke into the house of the philosopher Seneca, a contemporary of Epictetus, and stole everything. The servant was furious and wanted to hunt him down. Seneca just smiled and said, "We only lose what doesn't truly belong to us." The thief took nothing of value, because the greatest treasure is my tranquility, and I still have it. This is more than an attitude, it's a mental strength. Stoicism asks you to cultivate daily. Napunam. Stoic practice, decoding meaning. When facing hardship, ask yourself, 1. Is this the fact or the story I'm telling myself? He didn't reply to my message. He doesn't care. 2. Can I choose a different interpretation? Maybe he's busy or just doesn't like phone calls. 3. Does the meaning I'm assigning make me stronger or weaker? If it doesn't help you grow, rewrite it. Epictetus emphasizes, no one forces you to wear dark glasses. That perspective is your choice. Nair. Flip the script. I failed. I learned a valuable lesson. I was rejected. I'm being filtered from what's not right for me. Life's unfair. Life is building my resilience. Everything that causes you pain comes from the story in your mind, and you have the power to rewrite that story right now. Modern. Reminders from Epictetus. The wise don't change the world, they change how they see the world. When you change your view, you change everything. Takrachurn. Lesson 9 summary. You can't control what others do to you. You can't erase what's happened in the past. But you can choose how you see it, and that shapes the quality of your life. From today on, don't let events dictate your emotions. Let clear perception and stoic choice guide you. Now get ready for the final lesson. Lesson 10, where Epictetus grants you the power to live freely and independently. Stay tuned. Lesson 10, no man is free who is not master of himself. The freedom you're searching for isn't out there. Many people believe, if I have money, I'll be free. If I gain power, I'll be free. If I escape responsibilities, I'll be free. Epictetus shatters that illusion. He said, you may sit in a palace, but if your mind is a slave to desire, anger, or fear, you're still imprisoned. True freedom doesn't come from breaking free of outside constraints. It comes from mastering yourself from within. BD, the contrast, a slave and a free man. Ironically, Epictetus was once a slave. He lived under someone else's ownership, yet his spirit was entirely free. On the other hand, someone may wear luxury suits, live in a palace, and still be mentally chained by the craving for approval, the fear of abandonment, the frustration of unmet desires. He thinks he rules a kingdom, but in truth, greed rules over him. Tuishurna. What does it mean to master yourself? Stoicism teaches, to master yourself is to master these 4 things. 1. Emotions. You don't react, you respond. 2. Thoughts. You don't let your mind run wild. 3. Actions. You're not driven by impulses. 4th. Desires. Is you know what's enough and where to stop. Juxtaposition. Stoic practice, the inner freedom drill. Each morning, remind yourself, I own nothing but my mind. I don't control the world, only my response to it. No one can offend me unless I let them. I don't need praise. I need respect from my own conscience. Ask yourself, am I being ruled by fleeting emotions? Am I willing to sacrifice my peace over something trivial? If yes, then you're under mental slavery. And that's exactly what Stoicism wants you to break free from. Story: the man who insulted Epictetus. One day, someone publicly insulted Epictetus. He remained silent. The man asked, "Why don't you respond?" Epictetus calmly replied, "If I become angry, then he has succeeded in controlling me. Why should I hand over that power to anyone?" Seneca living Epictetus's truth means you no longer need to please everyone. Prove yourself to the world. Fear loss or rejection, because you understand no one can take your freedom unless you give it away. Deuteronomy, Lesson 10 Summary. The journey to self-mastery isn't easy, but it's the only path to true freedom. You may face ridicule, betrayal, or hardship, but if you remain strong within, you are the ultimate victor. No one is truly free until they've conquered themselves. Epictetus. The one. Your action step. Starting today, choose silence over arguments. Choose reason over impulse. Choose to live by values, not by public opinion. You can lose everything except one thing: your power to choose how you respond to life. You've completed all 10 lessons from Epictetus. Now it's time to become the embodiment of Stoic wisdom. Calm, grounded, unshakable. Don't just understand it, live it. If you're ready as the world is waiting for the stronger version of you,